and hey, Marcy, just wanted to touch base and chat with you for a minute. You have a couple minutes?
Absolutely.
So I'm doing a video testimony to share with my prospective clients, and I just wanted to ask you to take me back to the beginning of this process when you started to sell in July of 2014.
I decided to sell my house back in July. I hired a realtor. I gave them 6 months of my time, and basically in the 6 months, they just ran some open houses. I had no bites, no nibbles, no nothing. The 6 months came and went. I then hired another realtor, and I basically had the same situation. They put the sign in front of the house. They ran open houses, and got very few people and very little activity. And 6 months went by, and nothing again. So now we're looking at a year. So now a year later, I said we're going to do this one more time, and I called. This time I called 3 realtors. One was you and 2 other realtors. I had appointments with 3 different people. 3 different people gave me 3 different views. 2 of them were basically going to do the same thing that the last 2 had done over the course of a year, and that's put a sign in front of the house, do some internet stuff, and basically run open houses. And then you came here to my house.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of had a different approach right from the beginning. Actually, you had a different approach even over the telephone with my boyfriend that actually sparked an interest. So we were, after seeing the other 2 people, we were very curious to see basically what you had to say. You came in very strong when you came in. You were very matter-of-fact with me. And at first, you kind of caught me off guard a little bit, but that was okay because I appreciated it. And you basically were like, what is the bottom line you want for the house? And I believe I said something like $390 was the bottom line number. You came in, I believe, at $389, and then said, hopefully you'll be able to get more.
So let me just cut you.
Did that, just 1 second. I will say we did kind of laugh to ourselves. Yeah, you're going to get more. I had never ever heard of that in all my research. Somebody
Right.
getting more. But the biggest decision for me was who to hire.
Right.
And when you left my house, my boyfriend said to me, who are you going to hire, Marcy? And the biggest part for me was making that decision. I liked one of the other realtors a lot. I liked him as a person. And then there was you. A little bit feistier, but you were very strong with your convictions of what you can do and what you couldn't do. And you had different approaches. You had approaches where you were explaining to me how you did your marketing. And that interested me. The way you look for the geography of the people and qualifying people and seeing who is knowing the market of my area. So that night before I went to sleep, my boyfriend said to me, Marcy, who are you going to hire? And I was like, I didn't know. And the fact that you were even a little bit higher percentage was something that was I didn't know what that meant and what I was going to get out of that and what it meant. And he said to me, who's going to do it different? I said, this guy Eric's going to do it different. He's not just going to put a sign in front of the house and run open houses. I just feel there's going to be something different.
Okay.
So we signed with you. And I will say the ball rolled like, I can't even describe how quickly it went. I believe I signed with you on the 25th. I believe within the first week we had 11 showings in the first week.
So that was actually July 24th. Close enough.
It was I knew it was around the end of July. And I think within the first week, my phone rang nonstop with appointments of people showing this house. I could not believe the activity in 1 week that was brought into my house. And it wasn't people that were just in and out. We would be sitting next door, my next door neighbors, and there would be people in my house for a good half an hour, which to me says these were people that were interested, that this was at least the right type of person for my home.
Right.
It wasn't that they were walking in and walking out going, oh, this is not what I'm looking for. And I think the first open house was, you did a broker open house, and I think we did an open house that first Sunday. There was 20, we sat in front of the house in our car. We counted 22 families. In a year of showing it with two other realtors, I didn't have 22 people come in 6 months, and you had 22 families show up the first weekend.
So
that was Sunday. Monday,
okay,
you had an offer on my house. I didn't know at that point if you had one offer, two offers, three offers, 10 offers. I just knew that there was something on the table. That was the first thing that in a year that I ever had on my house. It was amazing.
So you had we had an offer, if I recall, we were listed. Well, I'm looking at it, 389, 983, and we got an offer, I believe, for 389.
Correct. That's exactly how it went. And then you said to me, "You're going to do your job, and you're going to see what you can do. Hopefully, you'll be able to get more." I'm going to tell you, I remember this specifically because I said to you how much more, and you said to me, "Marcy, I don't like to say that because I don't want to give you any false promises or any hopes or any misinformation." And I said to you, "Come on, Eric, I'm just the type of person, I need a number. You need this, I won't go to it." And I said, "You just got to throw me a number." You go, "Oh, I hope to get about maybe 10,000 more." And I have to tell you, we hung up the phone with you that day and we laughed at you. We were like, "Yeah, right. He's going to get more money." That's unheard of. I've never heard of such a thing. I will tell you, I believe you called. You said you're going to call us back by noon. I believe you called back within a half an hour, and you said, "Are you sitting down?" And I said, "No." You go, "I think you should sit down." And you told me I got 401. Frank and I looked at each other, and we could not believe what we were hearing.
Right.
It's to this day, I still don't know how you worked your magic with that.
Well,
and my mom's in the middle of trying to buy a place and says, "Nobody pays more than listing price." And I say to her every time, I go, "My realtor got $11,000 over my listing price. So don't say nobody can. If you have the right realtor, they can do anything."
right. And the nice thing was, it wasn't like we had multiple offers. We only had the one offer.
Well, that really didn't come. You were very, very, very interesting how you handled that with me. You really didn't say that. You kind of were like very evasive the way you said it. You just said, "I got this." You didn't say who you had him against or anything. But later on in negotiations, when it came to the contract, and there were some things that there was some pushing and pulling going on with the contract, and I know at one point we got very, very frustrated. We got frustrated with you. We got frustrated with the buyers, and we really thought that they were nitpicking and getting very annoying to us, that they wanted us to give and give and give and give. And I believe that we finally said to you, "We've had enough of this." Well, you sent one hell of a letter. And in that letter, you did say to the attorney, and when things were moving along, and in that letter, you basically stated what we were feeling, that we were frustrated. And at the very bottom of it, you said, "And there's about no other offers, that you basically made this happen." And that's when we found out how amazing you were, that you had these people against themselves. Now, that's one hell of a salesman that can get money out of somebody that they didn't even realize they were bidding against themselves.
Wow.
And you were strong with your conviction of what you can get for our house. And now I'm happily sitting in Florida talking to you with my house being sold.
I appreciate that. I really do appreciate the trust and allowing us to get the job done for you. And if would you refer us to somebody else if you knew anyone else looking to sell?
I absolutely would. And I just want to add one more thing. Your office staff is amazing. Your office staff, I mean, you were very honest with us. You said to me, "I'm not going to call you every day. I'm available if you need to talk to me." You were like, "I will touch base with you once a week." You absolutely touched base with us every time you said you would. But when you weren't touching base, when we didn't have Eric at the end of the phone, we always had somebody from your office. I got a call, if not every day, every other day, whether it was a phone call or an email. "Hey, how are you? Did you get this moving on?" Your office held, my hand on a physical end and emotionally. How are you handling this? I know they were very understanding of it. It's a very intense thing selling your house.
Yeah.
And it's very emotional, ups and downs, and a lot of feelings going on. And your office staff really, really helped the process as much as you did.
I'm glad it all worked out for you.